So it's our first phonics lesson of the new half term. And we did so well last half term with all of our new blends for our phase 4. So all of our consonant blends at the start of words, at the end of words, and some words that had them at the start and the end. And as this is the first week back and this is the first session, a lot of our learning will be a bit of overlearning, going over those skills again, just to get us back into that phase 4 frame of mind, ready for next week. And because we have got some new children, our phonics will have a new part at the start once we've got back into it, and that will be like a listening game or a like body percussion where I'll make a sound using my body, like clapping and patting my knees, and you copy. And once that bit's finished, I'll let you know that's the end of phase 1. So anyone that's in nursery, that's your end of your phonics, but everyone can do the game because it's all about listening skills. And then from there, we'll then move back into our sounds and our blends. So for this week only, it's just phase 4 and our recap and our blends and our tricky words. Then next week we'll do a body percussion or a sound game. Then we'll go into phase 4 to split it for our nursery and our reception children. It saves sending out more than one video. So our phase 4. Before we get started, have a think, get those brains switched on today. I know it's Monday morning, if you're watching it in the morning, but it's Monday regardless. And I want you to have a good think about those tricky words that we learnt at the end of last half term, and have a good think, see if you can remember those sounds that we did. And then we're going to have a recap all together. See how many you can remember. So let's start here with, make sure I've got them all. I'm missing one. It's okay, we can come back to it and we can try and remember it together. So our sounds, here are our trigraphs. Ear, your, I, and I'm missing air. I don't know where air has gone, but it's an a, I, and an all together making the air sound. I will have a look for that. I think it might be at the bottom of my bag. So I, or, a, ow, oi, e, o, r, short sound, long sound, oo, long sound, long tongue, short sound, because a short tongue. Okay, your turn. How many can you remember? I hope I put them all back in the right way, they're not upside down. Ready, your turn. How many you can remember? Well done for having a go at that, and I hope you did really well and remembered lots of them. Our tricky words. So at the end of last half term, we had 4 new words, and they're going to be part of our collection now, part of our ones that we do. They're not going to be separate. We're not going to work on them individually. We're just going to keep them up as part of our tricky words before I introduce some new ones to you. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got have. So I'll hold that up again. Have. Some. Come. Like. All. We. They. It's that th sound at the start. They. You, was, she, be, he, said, me, my, are, the word are. Okay, your turn before we introduce the new ones. Well done. So there were the tricky words we looked at last half term, and behind me, let me if I move these out the way as well, we have got some tricky words for this week and next week. So whilst we're still recapping, it's good to keep going with these tricky words because there's quite a few that we didn't do last half term, because we doubled up our weeks. We did a couple of weeks on those have, some, come and like, so we're doing 2 weeks on each set. So we've got this one, which says were. We've got there, and that's like over there. Little, and this one's a number 1. So 1 doesn't have a w sound at the start. It's probably the trickiest one on there because there's no w. That's number 1. So were, there, little, and 1. So I'll make some cards and we'll start adding those into our set. So let's see what we can remember very quickly. I'm going to point to a word that's on the board there. Oh, that's one of the words. And see if you can remember it. 1. There. Little. 1. Were. There. Were. Little. Okay, I think we'll stop with those for today because they are really tricky words, aren't they? It's not spelt in any way like we'd think, apart from maybe little. So we'll keep recapping those. But to remember our blends before we finish our phonics session for today, as this is just to get us back into it. I don't want us to get burnt out already on day 1. We're going to have our constant blends. So we had our blends at the start of words, didn't we? Excuse me, start of words. And then we had our other sounds in those words. So this one was made up of a s and a t, s and a t. Can we think what the st, st, st? Can you hear that? St, 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 st. So we've got st, n, st, n. What does that say? Excuse me. St, n, stun. Stun. St, n, stun. We've got the same consonant blend here at the start of the word. Still got a st, st, and then 2 more sounds. St, ng, st, ng, st, ng, sting, 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 sting. So we've got consonant blend st for st, n, consonant blend here at the start again, ing, sting. So the blue bit here is a consonant blend at the start of the word. And then we've got the consonant blends at the end of the word here. This is at the end. So we've got what does it So we've got Remember, if we cover that up, what does that word say? Tent. What about this one? Another consonant blend at the end. Is it a b or a d? B. B. And. 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 B. And. B. And. Bend. B. And. Bend. And that's what we were doing, wasn't it? We were looking at those consonant blends at the start and ends of words. And the last couple of activities you did before the half term was to read a list and find those things. So I'm going to end with that for our phonics for today. That's just a recap on our sounds and our words and how we put them together for blending. And don't forget our 4 new words. Were there little one. Were there little one. And that will be it for our phonics today. There's no other activity, but it's just to really get back into it. And we'll carry on tomorrow with our video and then an activity. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.